Good on the lock I'm on.
In this episode, we're speed running the entire build of my dad's Nissan GU Patrol. From start to finish, from a stock standard grandpa-spec Patrol to the ultimate touring rig, complete with a BMW N57 conversion. Every modification, every mechanical drama, every setback and every milestone along the way. It's all packed into this one massive episode. Proudly supported by Opus, Ultimate 9, Superior Engineering, GME, Adventure Kings, Outback Tourer, and in part by... This is Dad's or Gary's 2016 3-litre turbo diesel Isuzu MUX. To understand how we got here, we've got to go right back to the beginning. Dad had owned an Isuzu MUX for the last 8 years and it had taken him all over Australia. It had been an unreal touring rig, but after thousands of kilometres and plenty of adventures, it was starting to show its age. So it was finally time for an upgrade. Something tougher, more capable, and the perfect platform to build his dream tourer. So the big question is, why is he upgrading the MUX? I've got Dad in to answer this one.
It'll be good to go bigger, take on the bigger stuff that we've been doing. I suppose another reason, if I do this wheeling like we've been doing for 10 years and I only did it in one truck, I'd feel like I never had a real go. And I feel like I'm only just hanging in there to being asked to come too, because hell, we'll be winching me old man all day. So there's a bit of that in it too.
So that brings us to the upgrade from the MUX. Now there's 4 main components that you wanted it to meet. Solid axle front and rear, automatic gearbox, something comfortable to drive, and a budget of what, about 20, 25 grand max?
Yeah, that 20, 25 grand.
After months of searching, we found that perfect vehicle to match this criteria. It was a 2008 3-litre turbo diesel Series 4 Nissan GU Patrol. Automatic gearbox, solid axle front and rear, grandpa-spec wagon.
It looks high, you don't just look at it like this.
Oh, it looks pretty nice.
Yeah, nice bit of scratching, straight up.
What do you reckon, Dad? First impressions, it's looking all pretty good so far.
Straight up, everything looks good, feels good.
You take it?
Yeah, I think we're up and buying.
New car coming in.
New car coming into the sheds at home. We need a new one.
And so the vehicle was purchased, and as to be expected, we aren't leaving it stock. The overall plan for this build was a tough tourer. Not huge tyres and lifts and beadlocks, just something Dad could travel Australia with whilst tackling some challenging tracks along the way. A few days after buying the GU, we had a trip locked in, which meant we had about 72 hours to turn Dad's stock Patrol into something that was at least half ready to go on a trip and do some tracks. A few basic mods, a mad rush in the shed, and then we would be off.
He said, please come in and help me, I'm stuck.
So Sean's here today, right? At the shed, I said, hey Sean, please come and help me. I can't stand Tyler one more day by myself. So, but yeah, no, it's good to have Sean here to help. We'll get this apart.
What do you mean?
It's good to have someone do a bit of the hard labour.
get done properly, he means.
Stuff. There's no point doing the labour and the hard stuff, you know?
Yeah, see. He just called me in because he wanted it done properly.
Yeah, you put this locker together.
So Berto and Sean were onto it. The first job was a front locker from ARB, and whilst the front end was apart, the boys could check wheel bearings, axles, oils, etc. of the whole front end.
She good, mate. Genuine. Everything looks good so far. Nothing out of the ordinary. Like low-K vehicle, you can tell. It's a pretty good thing. I've got the diff out.
With the diff out, Berto could begin stripping it down and getting it all ready for the locker.
Boom, locker, mate.
Install the ARB locker into the diff and should be ready to go back into the Patrol. Hope you had your Weet-Bix this morning.
They're a bit heavier now with the locker in it.
Whilst Berta had been building the locker, Sean had been busy installing the air compressor into the vehicle, which will run the air locker and be used for pumping up tyres. lock her in, front end back together, and that was day one of the 72 hours to get this vehicle ready. The next day, we did an oil catch can to replace the old leaking one we had in there. Replaced the belts. Installed an Ultimate 9 EVC throttle controller.
So I've connected to it. So we're on Ultimate 9 now. You can go anti-slip, factory, Ultimate, so that's Ultimate, then you can change it. Or you got launch, which leaves it on 1 or whatever. Reminder, the pedal lock, do you really want to continue? So I'm working. Okay.
Dead.
Here's what's going to happen to Gary in the middle of a track. and then just unlock it. Boom. So day 3, we're here. Couple final mods. We're going to put a UHF in this so Gary can talk to us. GME, Australian brand. Good to go.
Last day, the 72-hour build. We'll get this thing mounted in, and then he'll be able to talk to us.
Yeah.
With the GME installed, that was about all we had time for before hitting the road. There was no mucking around. We headed straight for some of the tougher tracks on the south coast of Australia. The Patrol was still pretty much stock, so we were keen to see what it was capable of. Safe to say, it did not take long for Dad to fall in love with it.
Laughing all the time.
How does it feel better than the MUX?
Oh yeah, it's a rock climber. Talking lips, I can't even see.
Oh, he's in the air.
Beautiful drive, Gary.
That new front locker putting in work, and I reckon Dad looks like he is absolutely loving the new Patrol.
They said I'd be grinning, well that I'm doing. The sky's blue down here on the south coast and we're lifting for it. You said I'd be grinning, you're right.
Although we did get him with that Ultimate 9 throttle controller stitch up we were talking about earlier.
You're good?
I've got a 9 throttle, is that some older? I just don't seem to be getting throttle at the moment. I'm responding to the throttle, but the car's, I'm in drive.
There's nothing there.
Nothing there. Hitting that throttle, is that anything those Ultimate 9s can do? Can they knock you right?
So.
No.
You're not getting any throttle, Gaz.
I don't seem to be.
Press the accelerator. You already are. What are you doing to it? What happened? You just rolled down there, you got nothing.
I've got nothing.
You brake it, Gaz.
Non-responded in the throttle.
Non-responded. What if I have to tell you? I got you. So this new throttle controller.
You had to
He said it. He said, "Can this new thing lock me out?" I said, "No, can't."
It's an app, right? I've got you unlocked. There you go. You're unlocked now. yeah. I locked you out, Gary.
Birdo did it on purpose.
All right. Laughing.
Welcome back to another episode of building up my dad's dream four-wheel drive. Well, that was a hell of a trip, but the mods weren't done. We got the Patrol straight back in the shed with wheels and tyres next on the list. We went for some 285/70 R17 muddies to keep it legal, but give him plenty of traction on the tracks, and some ROH assault wheels and a Neg 12 to match. Fire extinguishers and brackets, and then it was on to the suspension. Next job, install for Dad's Nissan Patrol. This is a very exciting one. This one, the big suspension upgrade. So we've got some components here from Superior Engineering. When it came to the Superior Engineering suspension, we didn't go all out trying to build the ultimate flex machine. Instead, we focused on what Dad actually needed. Upgrading the weak points, making the GU more comfortable to drive, and getting it ready for reliable remote touring. We had 2-inch coils, 2.0 remote res shocks, weld-on front diff guard, upgraded rear sway bar, extended brake lines, tie rod, drag link, and rear lower control arms.
Got a safety block here. This thing's OSHA rated, you know, full safe compliant. I heard Chuck Norris cut that with his bare hands.
Oh, beautiful.
This is a tough dog, brother. Straight in the f***ing bin. Sean's like, can I have that? Well, we'll sell you a set, 600 bucks cash. Now, shock mount, mate. Superior engineering. Nothing but the best, bud.
This was back in the days of no hoist, so suspension installs had to be done entirely on the ground, making it a little bit tougher.
Hi.
Not coming, mate.
Hi.
Plan now, we've got the front done. I'm going to change the brake line in the back, mount up all the sway bar but not hook it up. And then I'm going to have to jack the back up, change some coils and springs. Coils and shock shocks.
That's the suspension all done in Dad's GU. Final job that we're doing here in this build episode is a Horizon Touring Products rear door table.
So what you gotta do, mate, this is like radically bastard under you, eh?
Keep it down, Berto, mate. We're trying to film.
Pop me up, it's a big dog doing work down here.
It's pretty good, look at that.
Rear door table's all done. I'm gonna squeeze in one more mod because it's just turned up and we thought, hey, we may as well just get it done.
What is it? This is a rebar from Kinsella Customs for a Series 4 Patrol.
Beautiful.
Swing away, jerry can holder. Gary's a bit rough on the gear, he likes to have a go, so we'll give him a good bar, a bit more protection.
Rear bar was on and the big Patrol was looking good. It was only a few days later though and we had it straight back in the shed to fit the bull bar, brush bars and sliders, all from Razzler Engineering, and then a run of a winch to complete the package.
That thing on?
Yeah.
Bloody beautiful, mate. Come in here, mate, come in here. Winch is all bolted in, solenoid's bolted on the back with your nice bracket, number plate's back on, and wires are all round and hooked up so it works, but what do you reckon about that?
This car's looking sick.
It looks mad, eh?
Yeah.
So Dad just arrived for the first look at his newly built Patrol. He hasn't seen it since he dropped it off pretty stock, so we'll see what he thinks of it, run through the modifications that have been done to it.
Sure is time back from when you detonated me throttle controller, I'll give you that, mate.
Yeah.
Have a go at it.
Looks pretty different to when you dropped it off.
Doesn't it ever? Looks like one of these real builds, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ready for a big Cape York adventure.
Ready for the Cape, yep, ready to go.
And off to Cape York we went. Dad was absolutely stoked with his freshly built Patrol and couldn't wait to put it to the test on Australia's most iconic off-road destination. From the Frenchman's track to the Telegraph track and everything in between, the Patrol was absolutely eating it up. Unfortunately, things were about to take a turn for Dad when the Patrol started having some major mechanical issues up near Cooktown.
It's playing up a bit.
Look at that. Do it again?
We're just coming into Cooktown now, and then coming up a hill, Dad's car just died. But then it
came back again, but it's revving, struggling to rev, sounding funny, blowing a lot of smoke. So we're just trying to suss what's going on. Well, a long story short, the fuel system said no more, so it was on a tow truck from Cooktown back to Cairns, where we could properly diagnose and fix the fuel system at Off the Wall Automotive.
It definitely seems like a dud injector.
Now look, the car just had hit 200,000 kilometers and the injectors were the original ones, so to be honest, they were due. A fresh set of injectors in it and a couple of other pieces of the fuel system, and Dad was able to drive it back home. It still wasn't running and starting the best though, so we definitely need some further diagnosing and work back in the shed. We're back from Cape York. We got fuel pumps out, turbos, exhaust manifolds, intercoolers, half this engine apart. The 3-litre nightmare continues. Now it got itself home alright, 3,000 kilometre drive home, but within a couple of weeks of being home is just not running very well. It's starting like absolute garbage. Before we dive into trying to sort all the issues, Berto gave the entire brake system an overhaul. New discs, new pads, and a service on the calipers.
See the finger saw on that, mate, or what, eh? Chopped him up. So, I've just made my way down to Benny's at Just Lubes, you know, my local friend, expert, best mechanic in town, I reckon.
Berto and Benny got to work diagnosing what was going on with the Patrol, with the starting issues and not running the best. A few problems were discovered. Old fuel lines that needed replacing as air was sucking in a couple of places. The intercooler was leaking, it had a boost leak. Fuel pump needed a rebuild or replacement, and exhaust manifold was warped and leaking. None of them detrimental to the Patrol, just a bunch of problems adding up that would need sorting to keep Dad's GU running smooth and reliable. Always the fun part of buying a near 20-year-old second-hand vehicle.
And it's a car I bought with 200,000 Ks. It's a car of lifetime shit.
Yeah.
I'm still happy working with it.
Yeah.
It'd be smart and best to fix them all. That's fair to say.
Yeah, well I was pretty much thinking and saying to Tyler, by the time you fixed all that, there's not much on it you haven't fixed. It'd be good for another 200,000.
Yeah, that's right, and that's what they're all about.
They're sort of getting to that age where that's what they do.
But anyway, you go to Diesels, you have a holiday that you just can't stop thinking about, and you can't stop paying about, but that's all good.
Yeah. So that's it. Most of the things that are wrong with this would be routine maintenance. So them fuel lines probably would have been changed in your service thing, in your book, before 200,000. They're still genuine. They haven't been changed. So,
Yeah.
like if you followed the book exactly as it was, you probably wouldn't have half these problems.
A plan was sorted, let's replace some parts. Fuel pump up first.
She dirty, she old. You can see how it's all wet, been leaking.
Starts heaps nicer than what it did before.
That was the aim of the plan, wasn't it?
Yeah.
With the fuel pump sorted, it was time to replace some hoses and the exhaust manifold.
You see where it's been leaking, mate. Front one, back one. See how that's got that much movement? That should be dead flat. So this one here is dead flat, it's got no wobble in it.
Replaced the intercooler too, and we were good to go. Dad was straight back into the bush enjoying the Patrol, including one hell of a muddy trip to Chichester.
Go back and get a bit of movement. Yeah, and then go again. You're nearly there, like you'd get it in a couple more, or we can winch you if you'd rather that. One more, you're nearly there.
Dad was really loving this car, but after all the hard work modifying and getting it running beautifully, disaster struck. Currently on our way to Gloucester. We were going to get fuel, food and head up into the Barrington Tops this weekend away, but not even at Gloucester yet. Dad called and his car's broken down on the side of the road, so we're going here to see what we can figure out what's going on with it. So a quick recap of the situation. Dad was on his way to Gloucester to meet up with me for a weekend of full driving and camping. He called me and said his 3-litre petrol completely cut out on the road about 6-7 minutes after he filled it up back in town. Thankfully, I was only about 10 minutes behind him on the road, so I got there pretty quickly. Our suspicion was either something in the fuel system had failed or he'd got some bad fuel. Dad and I spent a couple of hours trying to diagnose it and got nowhere. We called Berto and he made the drive to come try figure it out.
I don't know what's wrong with it. 3-litre. 3-litre, mate. I don't know what's wrong with the car. I know what he's done.
What?
He's filled it up with petrol. It smells like petrol. Smell that. It smells like petrol. That doesn't smell. My nose doesn't really work too good, but I just got a whiff of straight petrol. Not diesel. Tell me that's not petrol.
I think so.
It smells like petrol.
That's petrol.
That's petrol. So you know what that means?
He's f***ed it
All
all.
these injectors and everything are f***ed again. That's 100% petrol,
You
guaranteed.
didn't label the fuel thing for him?
Dude, diesel. Diesel.
That sucks. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Dad was absolutely devastated. He'd filled his pride and joy with petrol instead of diesel, likely destroying the entire fuel system we'd spent thousands of dollars replacing. We got it towed back home, spent some time sucking the petrol out of it, put fresh diesel in, and prayed it would run again.
I'll go pump that thing back up, maybe crack some injectors.
Mate,
Look at that.
get
3 litres of shit, mate. Sounds pretty good.
Surely not.
Sounds pretty good.
That's shocking. Berto and I rattled, but I could not be more happy for Dad.
Oh, bullshit.
He took me out, Berto.
Instead of just calling him and telling him, just bring it out there. It'll make up for making you feel bad.
Oh, mate, I guarded myself that next day.
Dad was a very happy man. His patrol was back. Cape York, round 2, redemption time.
How you feeling? You ready for round 2, Palm Creek?
Yeah, I'm ready. Palm Creek drop, year number 2 on the Telegraph, and it's quite vertical. How am I looking, Tyler? So we can't help but call this thing vertical. There it is.
We conquered some of the big name tracks and we're all having the time of our lives. About halfway through the trip though, Dad's patrol started having some mechanical dramas. It was becoming incredibly hard to start and then began cutting out whilst driving.
I'm fully flying now.
She was floating in the rear. You'll love that.
Dad's car is broken down over there, it won't start.
getting fuel. Dad's car's been getting a bit lazy at the start of the morning. We thought it was battery, but now she's not starting at the servo. So you got the Ultimate 9 code breaker on to do a little scan, see if it's throwing any codes. Could be, what, another little fuel thing or something, maybe. It's getting fuel, like decent fuel pressure.
Turns out it was a lot more than a simple fuel issue. The petrol that had accidentally gone through the system a few months earlier had finally caught up with the GU, and it failed in a big way. We tried to keep the trip alive, but the patrol just got worse and worse until we had no choice but to start towing it. Up in Cape York, we threw everything at it, trying to diagnose and fix the problem, but nothing worked. The injectors, the fuel pump, and pretty much the entire fuel system had reached the end of the road. So, for the second Cape York trip in a row, the patrol ended up on the back of a tow truck to Cairns. But this time, rather than trying to patch it up and keep going, we made the call to truck it all the way home and figure out a long-term plan for the future of the build. In today's episode, we are beginning an engine conversion on my dad's 3-litre Nissan GU Patrol. You heard right, after sitting on it for a few months, thinking what to do, we decided on an engine conversion. We had a solid donor car pop up near us that had a beautiful turbo diesel and 8-speed auto in it. While yes, more expensive than replacing the entire fuel system again for the second time, we would end up with a better car overall by spending a bit more money doing the conversion.
Next step is rip this motor and gearbox out.
Look how much junk is in this.
Over the camera.
So that way, that's gonna make a nice shot. Oh, I'm gonna be f***ing hyping this thing's out, mate. I'm knocking off early today. Yeah, they got it.
That was on me.
Yeah, it was. I didn't do a single thing.
It's all the Pilates.
That was all Pilates. So if you go to Bloom Pilates, get yourself some classes. You might run into Demi down there.
Take it into town.
This is Gary's GU all parked up. We're done with it for now. So let's go and give you a look at this new engine donor car. So it's another day in the shed. Today, Tyler is going to learn how to pull an engine out by doing it himself.
And you're just going to stand there and watch.
I'm just going to sit in there and do whatever the f you do, not much.
So here she is, the donor car for Dad's 3-litre GU swap.
And guess what we're putting in? Another 3-litre.
So this is a 2012 X5 BMW 3-litre turbo diesel. We bought this a few months back after Cape York. Demi and I have been daily driving it around. We picked it up for $6 grand with 6 months rego and quite a nice BMW. These are actually a very nice car to drive.
Almost wants to buy another one.
So, M57 is a common conversion that people are doing, but this is a newer model BMW and it's a little bit different. It's an N57. Now, we obviously bought the whole car because when you're doing an engine conversion, it's easier just to buy a whole car rather than try and buy a gearbox, a motor, a wiring loom, a pedal, a shifter, everything. We got the whole car here. Now we can start stripping it down and get all the parts we need.
So we went with the N57 mainly because that's what popped up near us for a decent deal, but there are a few benefits too. The N57 is the newer model over the M57. It produces more power and torque while remaining fuel efficient, lighter aluminium block, more advanced features providing a smoother, quieter ride, and the big one for Dad, the highly renowned ZF8 8-speed automatic gearbox.
So now I can get into figuring out how I want to pull this thing apart. So I don't know how they come apart, but I'm figuring it out.
Have you worked on these BMW X5s
I
much?
have never worked on one of these. Never. But the good thing is I'm actually a mechanic. You wouldn't believe it. Get out of here, you f***ing monkey. You ever played Lego? This thing's like European Legos. Right, so see this thing here, you're thinking, what the f is this piece of plastic? Hey! Bud, it's my shop. And call Gary right now. He's like, there's not enough food laying around, feed me. So, the whole purpose of this thing is to direct air through, you know, radiator, condenser, and the intercooler down here. So this is why these German cars don't normally ever run hot, because they're actually getting air directed through all the stuff that we need. But he f***ing stopped when I stopped talking too, you little. I'm f***ing about to KO that bloke, mate. Look at that. It's another day in the shed. The brake caliper.
So the reason for removing the CVs is they go through the sump on the BMW, so they do need to be disconnected as part of the process of removing the engine and transmission.
Binga, binga, banga, banga. Hang out. Hang out. Everything on this car is so f***ing dirty. The next job is to undo the subframe and then lift the car up with the hoist, the body of the car, and hopefully the engine, transmission, if I've undone everything, should just sit on the cross member and the car should go away from it. So I'm gonna have to go slow and keep checking for wires and all sorts of stuff.
So there she is, mate, the big N57,
Yep.
motor out, and the 8-speed ZF gearbox.
Yeah, so yeah, ZF8, mate. It's another day in the shed. Car's all stripped. Next step, we've got the car out of the way. We've got a bit more room. We're not using this transfer case, we're using the petrol. So I need to remove this off. And once I remove this off, I've got to pull the gearbox off, flip it, and get the transmission control module out from the gearbox. It's another day in the shed. I'm gonna start off with a bit of maintenance on this. So for people that don't know, these are timing chains on the engine. Most timing chains on most engines are on the front of the vehicle. This engine, they're in the rear. So behind this flex plate, it's a timing case, and there's all timing gears and a special tool to get it all done. I'm gonna rip in, get that all changed, modify the sump and figure it out. I'm not even sure exactly what I need to do, but you know, I know we're gonna do oil cooler gaskets and rocker cover gaskets and just random bits and pieces like that, which are easy to do while it's out of the car before I get it all mated up and in the car.
With everything removed, Berto could install the new timing chains and accessories.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. I have no music, and I'm going mad. Another day in the shed. We are back working on Gary's GU. Let's rip in. Exciting stuff, guys. Exciting stuff. Bibbidi bop, chickadee fucking D. Sound fucking working? Yeah, that's working. Timing cover is installed. So next step is to cut this off so it clears the petrol diff. So the next job that I'm doing is replacing the gasket for this oil filter housing. Very common that it leaks. I've got a genuine one. Boom.
Gasket replaced for the oil filter housing, and Berto is back for another day in the shed. Unfortunately, we can't hear him because Berto has done his favourite forgot to turn the microphone on trick, and well, I think he set a new record this time as he has left them off for the entire day. Flex plate back on, rocker cover back on, injectors, fuel line and fuel rail back on, Fusion Fab power steering relocation kit, This engine is really coming together now. Nearly time to bolt her into the Patrol. We've got some engine mounts from Fusion Fab, dump pipe from Fusion Fab. A lot of these conversion parts do come from Fusion Fab. They specialise in providing pretty much everything you need for these N57 and M57 conversions to make them an easy bolting kit.
So that is the engine side of the modifications done, and now I'm going to move over to the automatic transmission. So we had to pull out the brain of the transmission, the TCU, the Tektronix module. So I've got to undo that, put that back in, make sure that the car can run and drive. Now that I have the auto all together, I can bolt it back onto the engine and get it into the car. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, hey, hey. Boom, 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 boom. 1, 2, 3, 4, testing, 7, 7, 7. What the actual fuck happened yesterday? Bip and bop. And sound's working now. Pissed me off. All day yesterday, guys. All day. The sun here is annoying too. So the next job I'm tackling on this, boom, transfer case adapter. Boom. Input gear, which I'll have to put in the Patrol transfer. This mates up with the back of the 8 HP. And then we have mounts.
Gearbox and engine mounted together, Berto could start hooking up the new wiring loom and it would be ready to go into the Patrol. Demi and I were actually away when this was happening, so Berto decided to have a crack at getting it in all by himself.
Another day in the shed.
The N57 engine and the 8-speed gearbox are in. Next up, Berto had to put the new input gear into the transfer case.
So another day in the shed, weekend's gone. Tyler's back and I'm gonna get him to help me lift this into the car and put it on the adapter. You good?
With the engine, transmission and transfer all in, next up was to mount the new 8-speed shifter and surround into the GU.
Bloody beautiful. Check, 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 check. Sound check.
More wiring, and then it was time to start piecing the front end back together.
I'm gonna hook in and get the front of the car together. So I'm gonna put in new aircon condenser. Right, so next thing I'm gonna get ready is to put the radiator in. So the legend over at Spent Fab makes these really nice fan shrouds. I've got two of the bad boys. These are the Meriden, I'm not even sure how you pronounce it, but big 16-inch fans. Getting you fucking home, you little bastard. Next step will be to get this onto the new radiator. Brand new TB45 wide radiator.
Brave old baby, just to live another day. No maybes, I've got everything to lose, I'm staying.
It's another day in the shed. Today, I'm gonna start by putting the injector lines back onto all the injectors and then connecting up the fuel systems.
I start running to the grave. I start running to the grave, oh baby. Now I'm seeing options.
I've cut the hard line here, goes through here, runs into the pump. As you can see, the arrow goes this way. This one, I've got the arrow going that way. So pumps it up, pumps it through the filter, which then makes sure that the high pressure pump on the engine is safe. And then it comes back into the hard line and then up out of those fittings that I installed earlier. So that is the fuel system on this car plumbed up and done. Nothing fancy on this one, just enough to get it going. Next job I'm gonna do under here is start seeing what I need to get to finish the exhaust off. I'm sort of just ticking off one job at a time, order of however I want to do it. Where did that fucking mold get done? Next job for the day is I have a nice airbox from Spent 4x4 Fabrication. So this airbox goes down in factory location.
Give me something.
The next thing I've got to get in is the triple tank. So this one has an overflow, catch can and a vacuum tank, all the safety stuff. This is also from Spent Fabrication. Next job up, I have a spent fabrication front mount intercooler kit. Intercooler's on the ground. I've got all the brackets. It also doubles as a transmission cooler and a power steering cooler all in one. So next job up for this, I'm almost ready to start it, but first off, I need to put some oil in it. So I've got a bit of this Norlon Euro, special stuff for the N57, mate. Ooh. Mate, look at that fucking thing. I reckon it's a good time to see if it'll crank. So, that's the fuel pump, primes up. Doesn't crank, mate. It's flat. It's flat, mate. Hit the boost, got that fuel line cracked. Bit more herbs to it, doesn't it? Might need another earth or something, maybe. Take two. Shit, huh? That's a win. You know what that means? That means I did all the timing change and everything right. This one's pretty straightforward, pretty easy. Like, I have probably worked on this for a week straight.
Well, would you look at that? The big BMW powered Patrol was up and running. Still plenty of jobs to go though. Power steering and transmission coolers up next.
It's another day in the shed. It's another day in the shed working on Gaz's N57 8-speed GU. So Friday I went home, dropped the spanner on my face, got sick of work and said that's it, went home early. But I need to continue the job that I started.
Next job was to remove Dad's old roof rack and awning setup to make way for a fresh one. Whilst getting the engine conversion done, we wanted to give the GU a full birthday with some new modifications too.
Oh yeah. Let's get a roof rack built. Chicky D, chicky do. Let's get all these tools ready to go. Alright, so it's another day in the shed.
With the roof rack installed, it was time to move on to some suspension upgrades from Superior Engineering.
Next job up, I'm gonna rip in front and rear shocks. These are the 2.5 three-way adjustable. So they've got low speed control, high speed control, and rebounds.
Dad's 2.0 remote race shocks was still running beautifully, but we figured we would take the opportunity to upgrade to Superior's latest and greatest 2.5 three-way adjustable ones.
Come here, you fucking little... You got adjustment here, and adjustment here, and then also adjustment here. So these are a really, really nice piece of kit. Now we're talking, look at that. It's another day in the shed. Next job, coil retainers.
And then one of Superior's upgraded adjustable panhards in the rear.
Next step, I'm gonna get the back done, so I'm just gonna put new rims and tyres and clean this up, because this looks shit house. It should be illegal to put nice tyres on, rims and tyres, and leave them dirty. So if you do that, I wouldn't do that anymore.
New wheels and tyres to go with the engine conversion, overall, patrol, birthday, upgrades situation, ROH Assaults, and full-size 33-inch Predator Muddies.
I don't think there's a cleaner wheel than an ROH Assault. I'm more of a polished person myself, so I like the plain ones, but if you want a non-beadlock, ROH Assault, mate. This is really the only option. I reckon Gary's gonna be stoked with the new car. It's gonna be a whole new thing. Look at that, beautiful. Beep beep, bobby beep bobby beep bobby beep rickety bobbly and chickety dobbly. Alright, so it's another day in the shed, banging out some work on Gaz's car. So I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna continue with the suspension. Look at that, Gary. Don't be lifting with your back, be better. Wheels are on, I'm gonna calm down, get the panhard out, switch the panhard, and then we're gonna move over to radius arms. That's one stock panhard. Boom. Light as a feather. We're gonna switch it out for this beauty. Panhard's in, shocks are in. Next up, I'm gonna do the radius arm. So we don't have a 4-poster. I'm gonna have to do it down on the ground. It's gonna be pretty hard to film, but I've got my assistant Tyler here to help me. Look at that, mate. One brand new air guitar for you. A little bit of anti-seize, mate, so they aren't stuck next time. Next time we go to Cape York and his car decides it's not making it, and then we get back and we either give it a birthday again, put something else in here, they'll be good to go.
Do an engine conversion after every Cape York trip.
That's the plan, you know. If I just build them just good enough that they don't make it, but like I look like a hero for trying, that's living, right? It's another day in the shed. Suspension's done. Now I'm gonna go up and we're gonna pull the springs out, double check bump stops. All right, now that we've got that sorted, next job up is trans cooler and trans lines. New filter pan, new filter all in one. You see that, mate? Don't you f***ing fall down, you little f***ing beep, 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 beep. Mate, I'm about to go off.
Auto serviced, run some lines, and then fill it up with oil.
Going flat. It doesn't sound flat. Maybe it's like a shit connection or something. Imagine if he starters. I know, you got that jump box, like a... Yeah, fully flat. What a f***ing pile of shit. Need a battery for Gary.
New battery for Dad, and we could run the car to finish topping up the auto, but next issue, the car wouldn't run for any more than about 10 seconds before it would switch off.
I can't get it into gear or nothing. I'm gonna try this scanner on it, see what it says. Because that turned off by itself too. So, it was on, but then it also turned off, and before it turned off I was trying to take it out of park to get it into gear, to get stuff pumping around, and it wouldn't. So I've got this plugged into the loom that we got from Fusion Fab, the OBD plug, because there's that one and a factory one, and I'm going to see what it says. It's like it's not talking to it.
Do it again.
Yeah.
And so began a 2-day ordeal trying to diagnose and work out what was wrong with this thing. After multiple phone calls and a lot of investigating, turns out it was a resistor in the wiring loom had failed. So a 50-cent part cost us about 2 days. I love that.
So another day in the shed, and then he says, all right, wiggle around this connector. Let's like see if you can do anything if it plays with it. Boom, works, doesn't work, works, doesn't work. There's a little resistor right here in the cam line. That fella must be faulty because it's a short circuit, so there's technically no wires touching unless this thing's failed internally.
Bit of an unfortunate stuff around over one small faulty part, which is no one's fault.
It's crazy because that part is like 15 cents. So
Threw us out for like 2 days.
it's just cost Tyler my day's wage for, I don't know, 9 hours. Another day in the shed. Off blubber. Bird.
Time to make some power steering lines and top it up with fluid. Finish off the exhaust system by linking together the old exhaust with the new crossover and dump pipe setup.
Boom, boom, boom. You on? Yeah. Another day back in the shed.
Continuing with the GU birthday theme, a latest and greatest from GME, a new UHF setup. And then some seat covers from Razorback.
Boom. So that's the seat covers all installed.
It's another day in the shed. Liam is going to be here shortly. It's a Saturday morning. to start making some piping for this car. So Liam was hooking in, making intercooler, intake and radiator piping. That's Liam done.
All right, so it's another day in the shed. My first job today is move this car forward. It actually should drive, so I'm gonna start it and then I'm gonna see if I can drive it forward, put some seats in it, and then I'm gonna shuffle it over, put it on the hoist and top up the transmission. Look at that, move for the first time. For the first time under its own power since the swap. Seats going in. Next job to tackle on Gary's, let's call his car a birthday. Engine swap, suspension, full just once over birthday. I have some front runner specific 270 awning brackets and I've got him a brand new 270-degree awning from our back tourer. Nice awning for Gary compared to that other fold-out style one.
Next job, Liam had brought back all the finished piping so we could get it installed.
Next job up, fill up the radiator and then I can run it, see if we have any leaks from engine, oil, power steering, coolant, pretty much any of them. So, Norlon demineralised water straight in the radiator.
The factory dash all works, lights up. So you got your fuel, you got your speed, which obviously is just not moving because we're not driving. You got your revs, and then you got your temperature, which is slowly moving up to temp there as we're warming the car up. We ran the N57 for a while, and a couple of issues did start to appear.
It'll be an injector leaking. That compression up out of the hole. We got an injector seal leaking, compression up out of the hole. I got new washers. I didn't change the washers because we were meant to be getting a new rocker cover, and we didn't. I was saving them for when we use them because I was gonna have to pull them all back out and change them. But now I might just pull that out, pull that one injector out, put a washer in it, put it back in. And if it does it again, I'll have to go to Benny's and get the injector seat cutty tool situation and like cut a new seat for it. You know, I said this week's gonna blow out. Story of our lives, eh? Come a little closer, mate. Come on, come over here. Get up here. See this? This is the copper washer that goes on the base. See how it's got black all over it? And then black above it? You can see the compression was blasting past it. That's what that noise was, and the smoke you're seeing coming out top, boom. So, this little fella here, you weren't meant to reuse them. This is the second time it's been done up. You heard the story. So, got a new one, new bolt, and I'm gonna put it in, do it up to spec. Hopefully that stops it leaking. A bit of wheel bearing grease, mate. Just gonna put that there. Boom, boom. And then, doesn't fall off. You see that? You can see that shit. Pop, pop. Don't fall off, mate. Put that in there. I've done it up. Now I'm gonna hit the key, mate. Brum, brum. She's flat, bud. Shit box.
So this is first proper time out of the shed. I'm just going to take her for a little drive around the area and see how she goes.
We need a wheel on it.
Yeah, she's upside down. How's that, mate? It's bloody up and running. Another engine conversion nearly done by Berto.
Yeah, just another build nearly done. No, just an engine conversion. We done suspension, gearbox swap.
We got the lot. First drive reactions, how'd it go?
Pretty good. We've got the same two codes, which I imagine they're just in the tune, so we won't stress about them.
So what's the plan now?
Put it up, and then I gotta retop the gearbox up. Make sure it's full. You gotta do that with it in gear, but you gotta go run through gears and do all sorts of stuff, so we'll get that done.
Gearbox topped up with oil, and then we noticed another injector was leaking.
But no, but I imagine that injector seal's leaking as well. That's why it's like smoking and bubbling. This one's obviously not now. I did a washer on that one. Then we got spare washers.
start it up again, and hopefully there's no more leaks.
Now that one's just leaking like a mother. Yeah, let's just change it all. Like, what the fuck? We didn't even touch that. We didn't even touch it. Now that's the third strike. I'm just gonna bing bong get it done. Gonna go give it a little rev. Again, bigger. Everything seems good for now. That means test drive time.
Test drive number 2. That goes nice. That gearbox too.
Oh, that's how it drives. Nah, 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 nah.
Like it sounds nice, there's plenty of power, the gearbox is working good. It's 5 times the gearbox of the motor that 3 litre was on first drive.
All right, back from the test drive. Running beautifully. Way better than what we thought it was going to be, but you know, that's part of it. Now, time to get the bull bar on. Look at that. Doesn't hit nothing.
Not even close.
Shee. That's good news. That means we'll be back to looking like a car.
The day's coming to get it good.
I might just knock off. Honestly, I reckon I'm that far in front, I'll just go home. I'll come back Friday. Bull bar's on, obviously. I've got the winch on. Beautiful. Next up, now that I've got grill in, winch work and bar on, pair of Steady Pro Plus 8.5-inch combos. Boom.
That's the bonnet back on, clears everything, sits beautifully. One step closer to being a complete car, which, well, it nearly is at this point.
I didn't have one of them.
I took over, here you go.
Another day in the shed. Stitch up, mate. You can stitch me up, mate. You're trying to kick me out of the shed. Boom, boom. All right, so another day in the shed. For the next job, which is going to be installing some nice King's drawers in the back of Gary's car. Boom, boom. Da-da-da-da.
King's drawer setup installed, dual battery system was next, a few last minute touches, and that was Dad's N57 GU Petrol complete.
This conversion is done. I'm out of here. Peace out. Car's built. I'll see you in 8 months.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed. That's the start to finish build of Dad's dream 4-wheel drive. Check out the playlist on our channel to see all the episodes in detail, and keep an eye out for some upcoming adventures in the rig. I'm thinking, 3rd time lucky, Cape York redemption trip.